Fiery souls, relentless hearts, you who carry the weight of the unseen battle inside, you are welcome here, into the crucible of undeniable truth, into the space where steel is forged, where shadows become your allies, where the storm you thought would uproot you, instead, becomes the ground you stand upon. You did not just stay calm, you let the storm kill them instead. How the hell did you stay that calm? They ask, trembling, unable to believe what they witness. Because in their chaos you were still, in their rage you were composed, in their dismantling you were unbreakable. Let this be your internal anthem, your dark motivation, crimson in the veins, iron in your spine. You have traveled roads where light was scarce. You have known nights so dense that your thoughts could barely breathe. Yet you did more than survive. You imposed your will. You became the architecture of your own silence. Calm is not the absence of fear. Calm is the furnace where fear is refined, where it is not an enemy but material, raw, to be remade. In that moment, when the storm raged with every intention of tearing you apart, doubt, betrayal, loss, humiliation, you let them lash, you let them thunder, and you stood. You did not respond in kind with clamor or chaos. You allowed the fury to expend itself upon thin air, upon empty threat, upon the illusions others held of your vulnerability. Calm became your shield. Calm became your blade. Let me tell you that there is power beyond what they see. Power in restrained breath. Power in eyes steady, even when hands shake. Power in choosing your reaction over surrendering to instinct. They measure strength by volume, by the roar, by the escalation. But you defined strength. You reconstructed it from the silent center. At first it was terrifying. The storm felt infinite, unrelenting. The thunder in your mind, the broken promises, the echoes of every cut, every wound that never healed. But what you discovered is this: storms are temporary, but how you meet them defines forever. When you stand in the center of ruin, the earth cracking beneath you, when voices howl around you calling you fragile, you become the eye of the storm, calm, unshaken, still, but aware of every gust around you. They think calm means weakness. They think silence means surrender, but you know better. Calm is strategy. Calm is warcraft. You let storms kill them instead. You let their own tempest, their own projections, their own bitterness and venom be swallowed by your stillness. Their words collapse against your chest like hail against steel. Their doubts bounce off the shell you built with every scar you hem in, every memory you rearranged into a fortress. Because in the end, your value is not shaped by what happens around you, but by what you choose to let in, by what you choose to feed, by what you allow to stand in your mind's hallways. You did not let the storm kill you. You let it kill those illusions about yourself, those limiting beliefs, those voices that said you are fragile, that said you are broken. You let them die so you can rise unshackled. People will ask, how the hell did you stay that calm? They will stare. They will whisper. You will not shout. You will not shout because the echo of your silence is more resounding than any scream they could ever muster. Silence is loud when it is weighted with resolve. Calm is noticeable when every possible reaction would have been eruption. Your calm becomes their crash because they realize they cannot destabilize what refuses to move. You have carried grief so heavy it could bend bones, regrets so sharp they cut at night, shame so cold it numbs the skin. But you have carried all that inside. You have let it settle. You have refused to let it spill. You understood that bleeding does not always show, that strength is not always loud, that letting the storm kill them means letting their expectations die, their presumption that you will fold or fade or fail. When betrayal arrives, when deceit unfolds, when the darkness around you presses thick, your breath, slow, controlled, because real mastery is in pacing your own heart. When everyone's pulse rises, when everyone's voice shakes, you stay steady. Not because you don't feel, but because you will not let feeling become fuel for their narrative. Calm in the midst of the storm is the greatest rebellion. In that calm you are declaring, I own myself. I direct my mind. I choose what parts of others' poison I ingest. I choose what parts of their storms I let unbalance my foundation. You did not just stay calm. You decided to let storms kill those lies they told themselves about your weakness. You let storms kill their confidence that they could shatter you. Let this message lacerate the common scripts, those that tell you to respond, to burn, to erupt. Let this be your new script. Respond with absence of reaction, answer with composed energy, dismantle hatred with quiet persistence. Because storms cannot kill what has already risen from ashes again and again until there is no doubt left to scatter. Inside you is a darkness, the weight of nights you thought would never end, the cold of losses, the solitude, the moments when your own thoughts conspired to drown you. That darkness is not your curse, it is your legacy. From it you extracted clarity, from it you drew boundaries, from it you carved peace. You turned the tempest inward until it cleansed the space, until it purified what remained, until what remained was tempered, sharp, alive. Do not believe for one moment that staying calm is passivity. It is a commitment more brutal than any shout. It is choosing battle on your terms. It is letting the storm kill them instead. Kill their pretenses, kill their mockery, kill their disbelief, kill their overconfidence. While you stand unmoved, they expend themselves in spectacle and fury, and in the end the spectacle fades, the fury dies, and you still exist, solid, steadfast. You deserve to carry this truth. Your calm is not apology. Your calm is not escape. Your calm is territory. Your calm is proof that you survive more than they ever witnessed. When the rain comes, when the lightning cracks, they see only light patterns. What they do not see is the bedrock beneath your feet, the roots entangled with every scar, every lesson, every fall that taught you to rise. Carry this dark motivation forward. In every room of tension, in every argument, in every betrayal, in every fear that whispers you might break. Remember, you did not just stay calm, you let the storm kill them instead. Let it kill every lie they tell about you. Let it kill every doubt you allowed into your mind. Let it kill every version of you that believed power was only loud. They will always ask how you stayed that calm. They will always wonder at the silence that followed their attack, at the composure that refused the bait, at the dignity that remained even as they sought to disgrace. You will never have to explain fully, because calm speaks louder than words. Calm reveals strength more vivid than spectacle. Calm builds legacies invisible to shallow eyes. So stand now. Feel the tremor of storms in your past as marks, not as burdens. Let them be your armor, not your chains. Feel the calm in your chest as testament. Every breath you choose instead of reaction, every moment of gathering your peace instead of venting your rage, every instance of waiting instead of lashing. You are winning. The storm was never theirs to control. The storm was yours to endure. They did not just fail to topple you, they were destroyed by their own tempest. by their own expectations, by the violence they brought into room after room, moment after moment, only to find you unmoved. Walk forward in this knowledge. Let its weight push you, not crush you. Let its truth fuel you. Let every waking moment be this claim: I am not what the storm tried to make me. I am what I allowed the storm to kill. All illusions, all lies, all unjust judgments, dead. And from their ruin, I build myself, stronger, darker, luminous in silence, fierce in calm. And when they look at you and whisper, "How the hell did you stay that calm?" you answer with nothing. Your presence is answer enough. Your unbroken posture is the message. Your calm is the myth they can't unravel, the echo of your power that outlasts their storms. So step into that place of quiet dominance. Let them witness the peace in your eyes when everything else rages. Let them feel your shadow never bowed. Let them know storms can kill them. They can destroy their lies, their illusions, their hatred, but they cannot kill you. You didn't just stay calm. You let the storm kill them instead. And that is your winning. And so you walk forward, not as the same person they tried to unravel, not as the person who once questioned if they could endure, but as something new, something forged, something undeniable. Because when the storm tried to define you, you did not flinch, you did not bend, you let it pass. And in its passing, it took with it everything that never belonged to your destiny. There's a rare breed of person who doesn't need to announce their strength. You are becoming that breed. Your silence is not absence. It's a controlled atmosphere. You speak only when necessary, not because you lack the words, but because you know the value of precision. That stillness, that calm you've cultivated is not emptiness. It is focused energy, condensed force, waiting, calculating, becoming more. Because not everyone deserves your fire. Not everyone earns the right to witness your depths. Most try to provoke you, to trigger the storm within, thinking that breaking you means they win, but you give them nothing. You give them silence. You give them presence. You give them the crushing realization that you cannot be baited, cannot be unmade, cannot be reduced to their level of noise. And this is what terrifies them. It's easy to understand chaos. People understand rage. They understand yelling and retaliation and flame. But what they cannot understand, what breaks them, is when you meet their chaos with utter, deliberate stillness. When your face holds nothing, your heart shows nothing, your tone breaks nothing. You watch and you wait and you endure, and they unravel not because of what you do, but because of what you refuse to do. You refuse to give them the reaction they crave, and in doing so, you take everything from them. Calm is not just a defense, it is a weapon. It is sharper than any insult. It is heavier than any blow. It speaks to the level of mastery you've earned in your quiet hours, in your lonely moments, in the private wars you fought with no audience. They don't know how many times you've broken down. They don't know how many nights you wept into silence. But it shows in how you rise, in how nothing moves you now, in how the fire they bring only burns themselves. That's why they whisper. That's why they ask, "How the hell did you stay that calm?" Because they can't imagine themselves doing it. They can't comprehend what kind of strength it takes to hold your breath while the world shatters around you. They don't understand that self-control is the highest form of dominance. That composure under fire is rarer than any shout, stronger than any act of violence. And now they fear what they cannot shake. You. The power of your calm has become a legend in the rooms you've walked through. They speak of your stillness, like it's unnatural. They wonder if you feel anything at all. But what they don't realize is that your calm isn't cold, it's earned. Every piece of pain you didn't allow to explode outward was a brick laid in your foundation. Every moment you chose stillness over spite, you grew. You became unshakable not because you had no storms, but because you had more storms than most, and you made peace with them. You studied your chaos, you sat with it, you understood its voice, its rage, its longing, and then you refused to let it lead. You took control, and in that control, you took everything away from the people who tried to provoke you. They wanted to see you fall apart. They wanted to see you scream, to break, to lose control, because if you did, they could say you were just like them. But you didn't. You stood there, unmoved, eyes sharp, heart still. And in that moment, they broke instead. Their storm turned inward. Their energy, unreturned, bounced back and devoured them. And now you walk with that calm like armor, not cold, not distant, just aware, selective, lethal only when absolutely necessary. They don't understand that your calm isn't the absence of power, it is the mastery of it. It is the discipline to not unleash your full force. Because you could destroy, you could level every bridge, you could silence every voice, but you choose not to. You choose peace, because you don't need to prove your fire. You are the fire, and it knows when to stay contained. You are not the storm, they are. And you're the mountain. So let them scream, let them rage, let them bring their chaos like a weapon sharpened by insecurity and pride. Let them talk behind your back, let them question your silence, let them fear your stillness. And when they fall, when the storm consumes them, stand tall, not with pride, but with certainty, because you didn't just stay calm, you let the storm kill them instead. And now, every room you enter feels your presence. Every silence you hold becomes uncomfortable to those who rely on noise. Every glance you offer carries weight they cannot decipher. You don't need to assert your value. It emanates from you. It's woven into your posture, your restraint, your stillness. And those who know. They feel it, they respect it, or they're crushed by it. But you've already won, because no matter what comes, no matter who tries to shake you, no matter how hard the storm howls, you will not be moved, you will not be provoked, you will not lose yourself in the chaos others throw at you. You've walked through worse, you've endured more, and you've come out calm. Not because nothing touched you, but because you decided not to be undone by what did. That is the difference between you and them. They panic in noise. You command in silence. They react in rage. You respond with precision. They fall apart in storms. You become more still. So carry that calm into every chapter that follows. Let it be your signal to those who get it, your warning to those who don't. Let it whisper that you have seen destruction and refuse to be destroyed. Let it remind the world that true strength isn't about who roars the loudest, it's about who survives the longest. And when they ask again, as they will, with fear or awe or disbelief in their voices, how the hell did you stay that calm? Let your answer be the same. You didn't just stay calm. You let the storm kill them instead. And in that storm, only one remained. You, the last standing figure in a battlefield littered, not with bodies, but with shattered expectations, broken illusions, and the ruins of every attempt to dismantle your essence. You carry with you the quiet aftermath, the profound realization that storms are temporary, but what they leave behind can be permanent. What they leave behind is the truth of your resilience, the unspoken reverence of your strength, and the legacy of your calm. In the silence that follows the tempest, you do not seek applause or recognition. You need no validation from those who watch the storm, but never understood the calm. Because your peace is internal, your power is intrinsic. It is a force that does not shout for attention, but commands it effortlessly. Others may try to mimic your composure, but they cannot replicate the journey. The nights of wrestling with despair, the days of carrying burdens unseen, the countless moments of choosing calm over chaos. This calm is a battlefield itself. It is a war waged quietly within, a discipline forged through pain, a mastery of self that few achieve. It is knowing that anger, sorrow, fear, they are all legitimate emotions, but they do not have to dictate your actions. They do not have to define your narrative. You have rewritten the rules. You have learned to see storms not as threats, but as tools. Each gust of wind that tried to uproot you instead became the chisel shaping your character. Each bolt of lightning that sought to blind you instead illuminated the path forward. Each flood of doubt and despair that threatened to drown you instead watered the seeds of your unyielding will. Others run from storms. Others scream into the void. Others lash out in desperate attempts to reclaim control. But you meet the storm with a stillness so profound it unsettles even the fiercest winds. Because the calm is not weakness. It is the ultimate form of strength, the kind that does not need to prove itself through noise or destruction, but stands tall and unshaken, a monument to survival and sovereignty. You are a paradox wrapped in tranquility, a force that does not need to unleash itself to be felt, a presence that commands respect not through volume, but through the undeniable certainty of being. In your calm, there is a depth of understanding that only those who have faced the darkest nights can know, a knowledge that true power lies not in the storm's fury, but in the choice to remain unbroken when it passes. Let this calm be your signature, your legacy. Let it echo through every space you enter, a quiet reminder to all who face you. Storms come and go, but the calm remains. You didn't just endure the storm, you mastered it. You let it kill every doubt, every fear, every expectation that tried to chain you. You let the storm kill what was not meant to survive, so that you could rise clearer and stronger. And now, as the world looks on in disbelief and awe, as they ask with incredulity, how the hell did you stay that calm? You hold the answer within you. It is not a story told with words, but lived in every breath, every step, every moment of unshakable stillness. You didn't just stay calm, you let the storm kill them instead. And from the ashes of that storm, you became unstoppable. You are the calm after the chaos, the silence that speaks volumes, the strength that does not need to roar to be heard. You are the storm's end. You are the calm that kills, and you will endure unshaken forevermore. In the quiet aftermath of the storm, you stand not as a victim of chaos, but as its master, unyielding, unbroken, and profoundly powerful. Your calm is not mere stillness. It is the ultimate form of resistance, a deliberate choice to rise above the noise, the fury, and the madness that sought to undo you. You let the storm kill the doubts, the fears, and the lies they projected, clearing the path for your true self to emerge, stronger, sharper, and more certain than ever before. Remember this truth: storms are fleeting, but your calm is eternal. In choosing calm over chaos, you've claimed a power few possess, the power to endure, to transcend, and to command respect without uttering a word. So when they ask, "How the hell did you stay that calm?" you need only stand tall and let your unshakable presence answer for you. Because you didn't just stay calm, you let the storm kill them instead. And in that, you have already won. Your calm is not just a refuge, it's a revolution. In the face of every tempest, you chose to hold your ground, to silence the chaos not with noise, but with unwavering presence. You transformed every challenge into a test of your strength, and every storm that came for you only cleared the way for your true power to shine. This is the legacy of those who refuse to be broken. They don't fight the storm, they become the calm that outlasts it.